My name is Ellie, and I'm an artist. I recently, about 26 days ago, started the 100 Days of Making Comics project challenge. I'm not really sure what it's categorized as. I did it back in high school in 2017. I would not recommend scrolling far enough back on my Instagram to find it. The content was not super great, but I did do it, and I have had some original characters for almost 10 years now, and I really just want to actually start seriously working on this project. And so I decided to do the 100 days again, kind of force myself. You're gonna hear my dogs, I'm sorry. I'm just forcing myself every day, sit down and write a little bit. So that way I'm always thinking about it. It's always getting some work done on it. And hopefully in the next few years, I can actually have something serious that I can put out there. That being said, a lot of what I'm currently working on is plotting and writing a story. So it's not super visually interesting, especially because unlike when I was in high school, I'm trying not to post what I actually write because I don't want to put spoilers out there. Didn't think about that at 18. I just didn't. So again, don't scroll. But I'm still every day on my Instagram and TikTok stories posting updates about my word count or just something to prove, hey, I worked today. I think more than anything, that is to keep me in check rather than have content for y'all, especially because it's not interesting. But occasionally, there has been a couple days that I wasn't able to write, so I did do some drawing, and I am hoping that I can do some official character design sheets. But I was wanting to, I've always had a general plot in my head, but it's grown and changed in 10 years from when I was 15, 16, because no one wants to read what I wrote at 15, 16. Nobody. So I'm trying to kind of fix the plot holes that I know are there from when I was 16. And I'm also trying to kind of lay out some parts of the plot that I've never laid out before, so that hopefully I have a better vision of what I'm writing and can write a good cohesive series, because it is going to be long enough to be a series. I'm not trying to one book this. I have a habit of thinking something will be simple and it take forever. I did a multi-chapter, posted all at once, illustrated fanfiction that I thought was going to be a one-shot. I posted it earlier this year. That took me a year and a half to complete. I have been working on my first video essay that's hopefully going up in the next week or so for probably 3 months, because I was woefully unprepared for the amount of editing, because I'm taking it much more seriously than I've taken making other videos before. And also because I wanted to have other people talk in it, just scheduling that and making sure everything is cohesive and makes sense, and scripting. And I'm getting off track here, but essentially a lot of times for other things, I always assume it's going to be easy and short, and it's not. And I am not doing that with this. I am, in fact, probably expecting it to be longer than it actually is. I'm flipping my script. So my original goal for the first 25 days, let me actually find what I wrote out for you. So I wanted to have all of my notes in my app that I use called Obsidian. I wanted to have something in there because I had a bunch of notes that were here's this city, and then it would be blank. So I wanted to put this city is here and it's important because of this. At least it didn't have to be much. I just wanted to have some information in there, and that's what I did for the first 3 days or so. And then I wanted to have my entire new plot outlined. But the problem is I got way too wordy. So I wanted to do the plot for the main character, for an important, I go back and forth about whether she is a main character as well. She used to be kind of a dual perspective, but I think I've switched it to where she's still very important to the plot, but not a main character that we have to see every single point of view of. But so she's one that I'm doing right now. And then the villain that I don't want to name. But I started with my main character, Lily, and I went way too in depth. I was writing way too much information. And then I realized I was getting close to the 25-day deadline that I wanted to have all 3 done. And so I started just bullet pointing. And honestly, that's probably what I should have just done from the beginning, because I was able to get a lot more information down faster. But we are learning as we go here. I'm still not quite done with hers. I'm going to come back to it because I want to have an idea of the beginning, middle, and end. And I've never had a solid idea of how I want the story to end, how I want the characters to be and feel when it ends. And that's the part that I am still thinking on for Lily, and like how I want it to end, where I want her to be, and how she gets there. I'm gonna come back to that. But then I started that character that I go back and forth if she's main. Her name is Annie. I've started hers. Hers, I think, should be easier. A lot of it will kind of flow in and out of what I've already written for Lily. And I think she just has a little bit less going on, which is why I think I didn't want to categorize her as a main character anymore. And lastly, the villain, who I'm not going to name. I have not started on them yet, but they do not interloop quite as much, so that one will probably take me a while as well. So I'm going to be nice to myself. If I'm setting future goals here, I want to finish the villain and Annie by the end of the second 25 days. And then once that is done, I will start on making character sheets for all of the characters that are in the first book. I'm not going to do like every single character because that'll really take a while, but I want to have something that I can look at that is recent and updated and like official and professional. So when I'm writing a character, I can pull them up and look at it. Maybe have like some parts of their characters listed on there as well. Maybe try to keep it spoiler free so I can kind of share the whole thing, and maybe it'll get some extra people interested in all that. I wanted to post this video like yesterday, and if I wasn't already late, I would just not be recording this right now because of all the dog noises. Please forgive me. Do you want to see them? Oh, now you stop, huh? I did also write in my notes doing some of the same kind of plot breakdowns for some of the other characters as well, the side characters, the ones that I would be making character sheets for. I think maybe I would just do those as I'm doing the character sheets because they're important, but they're not so important that they will change the overlying plot. And I don't want to get too lost in the details that I never get to actually writing the story again. For now, I think that's everything for this little update and just saying how things are going and what plans I have. I am a little sad that it's taking longer to do this step than I originally thought it would because I'm worried I won't get quite as far as I was hoping I would. But at the same time, I'm getting things done. I'm writing something every day. And, progress is progress. I can't force it. And it'll be what it'll be. So, thank you so much for watching this little update. And definitely subscribe if you want to see more. I should post another update in about 50 days. So, a month or so. And depending on how much longer it takes me to finish the video essay I was talking about earlier in the video, it'll be up in a week or so. So just keep an eye out for that. I think it'll be a really interesting one for everyone. Bye!